David?
Morning, Mike. Yeah, morning.
Morning.
No, this isn't strictly a win and you're in a scenario, but how often as a head coach have you gone into the final game needing a win to get into the playoffs? And how does that alter your approach or message in any way if it does?
Well, I mean, it happens, it happens to you. It's happened to me a number of times, whether it's win to get in or win to get a better seed. So, this is obviously the position you want to be in, always having the opportunity to play in the playoffs. So, but the messaging really is, similar because, December football, in my view, is very similar to playoffs because, they're playoff type games. You can just see the intensity down the stretch here because everybody's playing to get into the playoffs. Every one of our games the last 3 weeks, everybody was on the cusp or needed to win those games to continue their playoff hopes. So it's really building off of what we've accomplished through the month of December, because the fact of the matter is if we don't go in this game and perform the way we played down the stretch, then we're going to be in for an uphill challenge. So it's just really staying focused on our production, our performance, and staying true to the things that have helped us be successful in the month of December.
On a little bit different note, do you take a break from nickel packages and 12 personnel at midnight tonight to ring in the new year? And are you a champagne, beer, or spirits guy?
My goal would be definitely not to be up at midnight tonight. So that's my outlook on it. But I think like most of us, we're looking forward to the new year and put 2020 behind us and be on to better times hopefully ahead.
You guys have not had a lot of COVID cases this year. Do you take pride in how your team has handled this situation? You said, you've obviously been affected by other teams' situations, but you look at, just as far as the COVID cases from your team has handled it pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. Knock on wood. I can't say enough about our players, just the way they've gone about their jobs every day. We're organized. They come in. The work ethic has been very consistent. Obviously, the testing that goes on, our guys have done a good job with that. I think clearly having the testing for our families has been a huge factor. Especially with the onslaught here, with the holidays and in the flu season upon us. So I just think just the whole combination of the commitment from the organization, the players and staff's commitment and diligence has definitely kept our numbers very, very low, and we clearly understand too that our toughest days are probably in front of us. But I think the players and everybody's staff included should be commended on the job that we've done to date, and very thankful for the staff that takes care of us with the testing and so forth.
How tough is that for the staff? Obviously you guys have been sequestered in the hotel for the last month or so. Just them being able to stay disciplined as well.
Well, the staff, get in the hotel when needed. It was really the beginning of the staff going back into the hotel was until we got our families tested and create a safe environment at home. So, but anytime anybody hits a bump in the road with a family friend or someone that may have been exposed, the hotel has always been an option. So I think it's says a lot about our organization. It gives us the resources to either be in the hotel or continue to test our families to keep our environment, our climate as safe as possible.
Mike, you had a series of defensive backs who were limited or unable to practice yesterday. Can you give us an update on Cheeto, Richard, Donovan, and Xavier?
Xavier did a heck of a job yesterday. He flew around, so curious to see how he responds today. So I'm impressed with him. Richard did not practice. Cheeto was limited, and Donovan he will not practice again today with an illness.
Zeke is not on the injury report. I guess that's a reflection that he truly is as healthy as he's been.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he looks good. I mean, he still does his pre-practice prehab, and he's very disciplined in how he approaches practice, and something he's always done, from my understanding, in pregame. So, but he took his assigned reps yesterday, and I thought he looked good.
When you look at this year and how a lot of the normal NFL scheduling, including the spring, has to adjust because of everything, do you think some of the changes will stick next year, hopefully, or in the future when things normalize a bit on the COVID front? And if so, what specifically do you think would stick?
I'm not sure. I know there's some preliminary thoughts about what's going to happen in the spring. I'm not aware of an exact schedule, so I know there's conversation going on. So really, I think I could better answer that question when we hit that spot after the season.
What are your plans for? Obviously, your focus is going to be on winning your game on Sunday, but presuming all goes to plan, tracking or watching what transpires in the Washington-Philadelphia game that evening?
Well, I mean, obviously we play the early game, so we'll be traveling back, and the game will start when we're in flight, and then we'll probably get back somewhere at halftime or in the third quarter. So, I'm sure everybody has an individual plan. I'll probably get home in time to watch the end of the game.
We've asked you a bunch about Dalton Schultz, so I'm just your tight end group in general. What do you think of the production that you've gotten from Blake Bell and the rookie as well after losing Blake in the opener?
I'll tell you what, they've been very consistent, the whole tight end group. I can't, obviously Dalton's having a heck of a year. He's given us, a steady, performance contributor week in and week out. Definitely his blocking continues to get better. I thought he's had some of his best blocking performances the last couple weeks. Blake Bell's been doing a really good job. Situation really the same thing. I think his blocking has definitely been better down the stretch here. And Sean's getting in there and has given us some quality reps. So I think the word consistency is the best way to describe that group. I think they're doing a heck of a job, and I think you can see just the way the game plans have, the way they've progressed throughout the weeks and how we're using those guys.
Do you think this year highlighted the importance of spring and OTAs and minicamp, all that involved, or do you think it didn't?
Do I think it highlighted the need for it? I'm sorry, is that the question?
Yeah, the need or importance for just how valuable spring football is, or do you think it showed that overall you guys can largely accomplish what you want to accomplish going into the season without it?
In my opinion only, I think clearly since the 2011 CBA, the heightened awareness and need for spring football and training camp football has been evident. And I think clearly this year, without the spring football and training camp, it's gone to a different level. And I think if you just watch the patterns, I think when people see increase in statistics in certain areas, that they look at that as progress. I don't agree with some of those opinions. But yes, I think the importance of time together with your team is something that we can't have enough of. And I know that's probably sounds like coach speak, but I think it's a reality, and I think the games reflect that.
Mike, some of your players talked to us yesterday about what it meant to them that guys didn't give up towards the end of the season, particularly when y'all were at 3-9, 4-9. When you look back to those conversations you were having about finish after the Baltimore game, do you view that as a turning point in the season at all?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a trigger point in the season. The Baltimore game, and obviously the week leading up to that, and in the Washington game, that was a very challenging time for our football team, and it was uncharted territory for all of us. So But I think it definitely put us in a position that it was time to we had to get to where we were playing some of our best football, and I think clearly the team has responded. Every decision that I make or I'm included on, I'm always thinking about the locker room, what's in the best interest of the locker room, and I think with that is the reflection of what the locker room has given us coaches and support staff is a very consistent approach to just believe in and continue to get better, and I think that it's all fallen into place with all the trials and tribulations that we've gone through as a team, and hopefully we'll be stronger for that, and hopefully we can finish this game off against the Giants and with our best performance. Good?
Good. Thank you.
Rich? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
There.